adventures of Rocky and Bullwinkle and Friends. Starring that jet-A Jerry Lace, Rocket J. Squirrel, and his pal, Bullwinkle the Moose.
Hi, glad to see you again.
Likewise.
We got some great things on the show today.
Like what? Like what?
Well, you ought to know, Bullwinkle. You're in some of them.
Well, let's get started.
You know, things are usually pretty peaceful in Frostbite Falls, Minnesota. Most of the time, the citizens just sit around swapping yarns.
You give me some red yarn, I'll give you some blue yarn.
You throw in an embroidery needle, it's a deal.
You're on, Calvin.
Some people play endless checker games.
Aren't you gonna jump me, Clarence?
Jump, couldn't I just nudge you a little?
Other Frostbite Fallsians play lazily at tiddlywinks as they, aren't you fellas gonna play?
Brother, I'm just too tired to tittle.
And you, sir?
If he don't give a tittle, I don't give a wink.
Charlie Parlorcar came dashing up the street like a madman.
Look at old Charlie come, will you?
Why, fur, do you suppose he's gone so fast?
Maybe he's running amok.
Looks more like he's running a temperature.
Maybe he's got the sunstroke.
Sun isn't shining, Mort.
Maybe he's got shade stroke.
But no, what Charlie really had was a telegram addressed to Bullwinkle Moose.
Telegram? We ain't had no telegram in this town since the war. Oh, I'll never forget what that one said.
Remember Pearl Harbor?
Nope, remember the Maine.
And finally, in a little cottage on the outskirts of town.
Bullwinkle! Bullwinkle!
Where?
That's you.
Oh, so it is.
This here telegram's for you.
Read it, will you, Rock? I don't have my glasses.
Bullwinkle, I keep telling you, you don't wear glasses.
Well, I said I didn't have any.
Okay, here goes. Dear brother,
Brother?
you are invited to attend the annual convention of the Bam Bams. The Bam Bams?
Certainly, that's my lodge. See?
The Big American Moose's Benevolent Artistic and Marching Society.
Right, the Bam Bams.
Oh, boy.
Read on.
Anyway, they want you to attend the annual convention.
Well, I don't know.
They say they're going to elect you vice president.
Well,
They say they'll pay all expenses.
Well...
And you can bring your ukulele and sing.
Let's pack!
And so, in just a little while, our heroes were at the ticket office with their suitcases in hand.
Give us 2 tickets to, where are we going, Bullwinkle?
To the convention, Rock. Did you forget already?
Yeah, but where's the convention?
Oh, let's see. Oh, yeah, it's in Peaceful Valley, Missouri.
2 tickets to Peaceful Valley.
First, second, or third class?
What's the difference?
First class, you ride in a closed car. Second class, you ride in an open car.
Gee, what's 3rd class?
You ride under the car. Now, how much can you afford to spend?
Well, anything up to $1.50 is okay.
Yeah, of course that includes meals and tips.
Well, the only thing I have for $1.50 is our Shanks Mare excursion ticket.
Sounds good, we'll take it.
You got it.
What is it?
We've had it.
Yes, the Shanksmere excursion ticket meant only that our heroes were allowed to walk the railroad tracks from Minnesota to Missouri.
But that includes stopovers to shake the rocks out of your shoes.
Little did our heroes know that at that moment they are the object of close scrutiny by an eye high in the sky. Yes, an orbiting satellite is broadcasting their positions across thousands of miles to where a sinister figure waits sinisterly.
Well, Georgie, are they on their way?
Yes, fearless leader.
Good, that completes step 1. And, Georgie,
Yes?
that first step is a Lulu.
Well, why is this fearless leader keeping tab on our heroes? Maybe we'll find out next time.
Over your dead body.
And maybe we won't. But watch anyway for Landslide on the Rails or Bullwinkle covers his tracks.
Rocky, watch me pull a rabbit out of my hat.
Again?
Nothing up my sleeve. Presto! Ooh, don't know my own strength.
Now here's something we hope you'll really like.
I love to play horseshoes. I bet I get a ringer the first time. Whoops. Well, I'll get it this time.
Oh, but what are you trying to do, son?
Oh, I'm trying to play horseshoes, Dad.
Here, let me have those.
Wow! How'd you ever learn to do that?
Practice, Junior, practice.
I smell a moral coming up.
Correct. Practice makes perfect, which brings to mind a fable entitled The Coyote and the Jackrabbits. Most rabbits are so poor that they're forced to live in a hole in the ground. But Hasty J. Rabbit is not most rabbits.
Wallace?
You called, sir?
Yes. Did you take that truckload of money into the bank?
I did, sir.
Good. Now, bring a bottle of my finest carrot juice, vintage 69.
I'm afraid there's no time for that, sir. You're due at the track.
In case you're wondering, Hasty J. Rabbit made his fortune at the races, not by betting, by running. 7 days a week, Hasty outran the dogs, but years of this killing pace began to take its toll.
I've had it. I can't run another step.
Without crossing the finish line, he was finished.
Hasty, your racing days are over unless you go away for a nice long rest. It's either that or an operation.
Come now, Doctor. Let's not be splitting hairs.
So off they went, deciding that the peaceful quiet of the desert would be just the thing.
Wallace, my carrot juice.
Sorry, sir. They don't grow carrots in the desert.
But they did grow coyotes, big, mean ones.
I'm your next-door neighbor.
Hasty considered this to be a rather strange way of greeting one's neighbor, and he became more convinced of this when, during his bath...
Don't forget to wash behind the ears, neighbor.
And even that night when he went to bed...
Night, neighbor.
This went on for 3 weeks until...
The desert isn't agreeing with me, Wallace.
It's that ruffian Coyote, sir. He's making a nervous wreck of you.
Well, we might as well pack our things and go back east.
Oh, let's not be hasty. Suppose you engaged the Coyote in a legitimate fight and thrashed him soundly. I'll wager he'd bother you no more.
This sounded logical, so Hasty instructed his faithful servant to deliver the challenge.
'Tis done, sir. He agrees to meet you in the ring 2 weeks from today.
Is that all he said?
No, he told me to give you something.
Then give it to me.
Very well, sir.
Early the next morning, training got underway.
I'm afraid this is all a waste of time. I'll never be able to beat that Coyote.
You will with practice, sir. Just leave it to me. Now, this is called road work. When I fire this pistol, you take a brisk 5-mile jaunt. Ready? Get set. Sorry about that, sir. This time, I'll use a water pistol to start you off.
Oh, good idea.
On your mark, get set. Hard water.
All right, so road work is important. But be careful this time.
Oh, no need to worry, sir. This time, I'll use my finger instead of a gun. Ready?
No, but go ahead anyway.
On your mark, get set.
By this time, Hasty had progressed far enough to take on a sparring partner.
All right, sir. Now get in there and...
Don't point your finger.
Sorry, sir. I merely wish to instruct you to pretend that your sparring partner is the Coyote.
Now, good idea.
Hiya, neighbor.
What do you mean, pretend? That was the Coyote.
My apologies, sir. He was the only partner I could get.
Look, every time we try this road work bit, I get hurt. This time you do the running, and I'll fire the gun.
Oh, you can't do that, sir. The gun isn't loaded.
Really? You're right. It isn't loaded. Now,
Their training program completed, the fateful day of the big fight arrived.
I think I'm overtrained, Wallace. I can't even lift my hands.
You won't have to, sir. I'll take care of everything.
At the sound of the bell, the faithful servant grabbed a section of a nearby cactus, swung, and launched his master into the fray with such force that... So you see, my boy, it's quite obvious that practice makes perfect.
It seems more obvious to me, Pop, that in this case, cactus makes perfect.
By golly, Junior, I do believe you got the point.
Hello, poetry pals. I'm wearing this Old Mother Hubbard because today's poem is Old Mother Hubbard. Pretty slick, huh? Old Mother Hubbard went to the cupboard to get her poor dog a bone. But when she got there, the cupboard was bare, and so the poor dog got none.
Hold it. You mean after 5 years of watchdog and I don't get a bone?
That's what the poem says.
That does it. I'm going on strike.
On strike?
I'll pull out every pooch from Pottsville to Paducah. Mother Hubbard unfair to canines.
But...
She's anti-dog.
No, I'm Mother Hubbard.
Unfair.
Now, wait. I don't have a bone, but will something else do?
Like such as what?
So she went to the bread box to get him some bread, but as soon as he saw it...
You kidding, he said?
So she went to the icebox and hauled out a steak. And as soon as he saw it, he started to shake.
Oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy.
That's okay, huh?
Well, it's not a bone, mind you.
Well, then...
It'll do. Now, here's your new watchdogging contract.
How come it's all tattered on the edge?
That? Those are the fringe benefits.
Hello again, Peabody here.
Where are we going this time, Mr. Peabody?
Vienna, Austria, where we'll meet that brilliant composer and virtuoso, Ludwig van Beethoven. Adjusting the Wayback Machine to the year 1799, Sherman and I were quickly on our way. In no time at all, we found ourselves in a small studio where Mr. Beethoven was hard at work. But instead of composing music, he seemed to be cooking something. May I ask, sir, just what it is you're doing?
I'm baking a cake. Would you please pass the salt?
I didn't know you could cook, Mr. Beethoven.
I can't, but I'm learning. I'm going to become famous as the greatest cook in the world. Would you pass the pepper, please?
Pepper? Golly, he'll never become a great cook if he puts pepper in a cake, Mr. Peabody.
Sir, why are you cooking instead of composing?
Because I can't think of anything to compose. That's why. I've been sitting here for months and I can't get an inspiration. Work, but nothing happens. So I forget the whole thing. I become a cook. Where's the mustard?
We can't let him do this, Mr. Peabody. Think what the world would be missing.
I am thinking, Sherman, and I have a thought. Mr. Beethoven, if you would place yourself in the environment of the theme on which you are working, perhaps you might create the mood needed for inspiration.
Oh, you mean like if I am composing a symphony about the ocean, that I should go down to the ocean?
Exactly.
Well, that's a good idea.
And so saying, Beethoven grabbed his pen and paper and excitedly dashed from the room.
Good work, Mr. Peabody. As usual, you solved the problem.
I'm not too sure about that.
What do you mean?
Well, supposing Beethoven wanted to be inspired for his 5th symphony.
Gee, that's right. Where would he go?
There is only one place, and if it's where I'm thinking... Come, Sherman, we must hurry. He quickly dashed through town to one of the city's busiest corners, and there, just as I had feared, sat Ludwig van Beethoven in the middle of the street. Corner of 5th and Main.
Mr. Peabody, he'll get killed out there. We've got to save him.
Fortunately, at that moment, the signal changed, stopping the traffic long enough for us to race into the street and hustle Mr. Beethoven to safety. Just in the nick of time, I might add.
Phew, that was a close one. Are you all right, Mr. Beethoven?
Oh, I'm better than all right. Look, it worked. Being at 5th and Main inspired me to write my 5th symphony. Now I'm going to go and get an inspiration for my 4th symphony.
Where's he going?
But unfortunately, today is the 4th of July.
You don't suppose.
I not only suppose, I am quite certain, quickly, Sherman, there's not a second to lose. We immediately rushed to the local fairgrounds where they were holding a huge 4th of July fireworks celebration.
There he is, Mr. Peabody, right in the middle of everything.
It reminded me very much of the Battle of Bunker Hill as Sherman and I darted onto the field amid the din of exploding rockets, flashing firecrackers, and fountains of fire. Fortunately, we managed to reach Mr. Beethoven and beat a hasty retreat over the back fence.
Say, this inspiration stuff is a wonderful thing, gentlemen. It works every time. Now I'm going to use this to help me write my greatest composition.
Hey, he's got one of the rockets from the fireworks display. What are you going to do with that?
I'm going to the moon so I can write my Moonlight Sonata. What else?
Oh, no!
Grab him, Sherman! But before we could get close to him, Mr. Beethoven lit the rocket and roared up into the sky. Needless to say, he didn't quite make it to the moon.
Whee! I made it! Say now, you aren't going to believe this, but you know there's two fellas back on Earth. They look just like you two gentlemen.
I hate to say this, Ludwig, but this is the Earth, and we are those two fellows.
You mean I didn't make it to the moon?
Hardly.
Oh, that's a shame. I don't think I could stand another trip like that.
Oh, you won't have to, sir. I'm sure I can inspire you to write your Moonlight Sonata without your going to the moon.
You can? How?
Well, what do you think of when you think of the moon?
Well, everybody says the moon is made of cheese, so I think of cheese.
Good, good. That will do the trick. By simply surrounding the great master with cheeses, he was able to compose the beautiful Moonlight Sonata.
I'll bet that made him happy.
Oh, yes. So delighted, in fact, that he even named his first son after a cheese.
A cheese, Mr. Peabody?
Why, yes. He called him Kranz Beethoven. Naturally, he later on became an orchestra conductor known as, can I say it, Lieder Kranz.
Last time, you remember, Bullwinkle was invited to attend the annual convention of the Bam Bams.
The big American most benevolent artistic and marching society.
Yes.
Incorporated.
Yes, and...
Founded in 1820 on a raft in the North Woods.
You mean founded in 1820?
Nope, founded. The raft sank.
Be that as it may...
And it may.
Our heroes are now traveling by rail to Peaceful Valley, Missouri, where the convention is to be held. They're going fourth class on the Frostbite Falls main line, which actually means they're walking on the railroad ties.
Boy, this is sure a slow way to travel, Bullwinkle.
Oh, it could be worse.
How?
If you go tourist class, you gotta walk in between the ties.
But slow going isn't our hero's only problem, for high above them spins an orbiting satellite, an eye in the sky that is flashing their whereabouts to a sinister room thousands of miles away in Pottsylvania.
All is going according to plan, fearless leader.
Good, good. Now it is time for our man in Minnesota to take over. Who is available, Georgie?
Well, let's see. Anastasia got caught by FIB.
You mean FBI?
That's what I said. He told an FIB to the FBI and got 20 years.
Go on.
Engelbert is visiting his mother and can't get away.
Can't get away? Where is his mother?
In San Quentin.
Oh, well, who does that leave us?
I'm afraid to tell you, fearless leader.
Afraid? Why?
You'll have me liquidated for telling you bad news.
Come, Georgie. I'm your fearless leader. Don't you trust me?
Of course.
Then tell me.
It's Boris Badenoff.
Schweinhund! Take him away!
But fearless leader!
And let this be a lesson, Georgie. Don't trust anybody. Now, Dimitri, send message to that sniveling idiot in Minnesota.
And at that moment, that sniveling idiot...
Or as we know him, Boris Badenoff...
was on a hill high above the railroad tracks rigging a fiendish device.
Observe, Natasha. I dig away ground in front of huge boulder. Boulder rolls down dotted line, hits track right at crossing.
Darling, what do we have against crossing?
Nothing, Natasha. But when moose and squirrel are on the crossing...
Then X marks spot.
You said it, dollface.
You got orders to do away with them?
Who needs orders, Natasha? This one's on the house.
And sure enough, as our heroes approached the crossing, Boris cut away the last bit of earth and the boulder roared on its way. But just then a sinister-looking bird flapped his way to Boris's shoulder.
Aha! A carrier pigeon.
Carrier pigeon? Boris, that is a buzzard.
Nonsense. This is a Pennsylvania pigeon, and he brings us orders.
Moose and squirrel must arrive at Peaceful Valley, safe and sound. Signed, Fearless Leader.
Aha! You see, Natasha? I beat Fearless Leader to it.
Already you did what, darling?
Already I cut my own throat.
And quickly disguising himself as a track walker, Boris dashed down the hill. Soon he had passed the onrushing boulder.
Don't come any further. Go back.
What's that fella hollering?
I don't know, but we better wait here on this crossing.
Seems as good a place as any.
You got to go back.
Why?
Because huge boulder is going to hit in that exact spot.
See, that must be what this X is for.
Yes, Bullwinkle was right for the first time, and it looked as if it might be the last time, too, for at that moment... Oh, don't miss our next flat episode, Rocky and the Rock, or Taken for Granite.
Well, I guess that about wraps up another Rocky show.
Certainly hope you enjoyed it. I did. I always say...
Bullwinkle, time for us to go.
Already? Okay, but first, here are some of the people who made this show impossible.
That's not all.
My fingers get tired. Oop! Got away from me again.
Well, see you next time. Ready, Bullwinkle? Hurry!
Oop!